This electric school bus fire in Los Angeles should be a wake-up call. The only reason this wasn't a mass evacuation nightmare is because the bus was nearly empty. You found Stashed. I'm Pat, firefighter, mechanical engineer, and battery guy. This incident happened on December 10th, 2025 in Los Angeles, California. And this bus couldn't have picked a worse place to fail. It decided to fail right underneath a freeway overpass. Now, realistically, any vehicle fire in a spot like this sucks. It traps heat, it banks the smoke down. But with larger vehicles, like a bus, it can also risk damage to the bridge itself. But since this was an electric bus, the batteries can complicate things even more. They're stubborn and they don't want to go out. This was a Bluebird bus, and the batteries are actually located between the frame rails. But remember, this isn't just a bunch of battery cells, it's a complete battery system. There's a battery management system, thermal management system, high voltage wiring, bus bars, power electronics. There's a lot to it. It's often hard to get into the specifics of the battery because I don't necessarily know the year of the bus that's burning, but I do get asked about chemistry all the time. It's NMC. Basically, most vehicles in the US use NMC batteries. The number of vehicles using LFP chemistry in the United States is insignificant. Just a small number, fraction of vehicles on the road. Now, I've covered a handful of school bus fires on this channel, mostly in northern regions where it's cold, you get snow, slush, ice, and while the majority of these fires that we've seen so far have been from Lion Electric, this would be the second Bluebird bus fire I've covered. In general, there are a number of public transit electric bus fires caused by moisture intrusion into the high voltage battery, but in this case, we don't know exactly what failed first. However, I did find this video from very early on in the incident. It does appear the fire started under the bus, exactly where the batteries are located. And if you look at this clip, you can see the battery packs are venting, and look at the burn pattern as well. Now, could the fire have started elsewhere? Absolutely. However, the batteries are definitely in thermal runaway. What's interesting is you do see arc flashes underneath that bus, and that's not something we typically see in these electric vehicle fires. Now, if you want to see the full video, check out the link in the description below. Thankfully, there were no kids on board, and that saved everyone from a very different outcome. The driver was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation, but that was it. And I really hope the driver doesn't have any major issues after that exposure. But there is one thing to consider for every school bus fire: evacuations. Most school districts don't run real evacuation drills. Maybe they talk about it in a classroom, or the driver gives a little speech at the start of every year. But how many kids actually get up, walk down the aisle, jump out the back door, or climb out a side window? Almost none. And in a real emergency, kids freeze, they panic, they try to take their backpacks. They wait for instructions, the aisles jam up, the back door drop scares them, and then the entire process slows to a crawl. If this fire happened with 40 elementary school kids sitting inside, under that bridge, with smoke banking down, that's not a simple everybody off the bus moment. That becomes a race against time, and a lot of kids would have no idea what to do. This is why evacuation drills matter, and I'm talking hands-on, kids actually moving to the exits, actually jumping down, because when they've practiced it, hopefully more than once a year, they're going to be much faster when it's real. That's the difference between a near miss and a tragedy. And this isn't just an electric school bus issue. Every single school bus on the road should be doing evacuation drills. Now back to the incident. Overall, firefighters did a great job managing what was thrown at them. Water doesn't magically put out battery fires, it cools them. And even after the visible fires knock down, battery modules can still off-gas and reignite. So you end up with an extended incident, and in this case, shutting down the road for a few hours. This fire could have been a whole lot worse, but the real story isn't the chemistry or the bridge or even thermal runaway. It's the fact that this bus was empty. They got lucky this time. No kids, one driver transported, firefighters keeping the situation contained, and the bridge didn't appear to have any damage. But luck isn't a strategy. If we're going to put millions of children on buses every day, then we need to make sure they know how to get off that bus if there's a fire.